in other news, so group rides. Group rides can be a lot of fun, but for the majority of the time, I guess you could say, I've noticed that group rides always end up bad. And now, mind you, some people will always do group rides regardless of what happens. I'm kind of really done with big group rides. Like, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to meet people and everything like that. People that you don't normally see every day. People that you don't ride with all the time. But the problem with big group rides, in my opinion, is that if you don't know everybody that's on the group ride, you don't know their skill level. You don't know how long they've been riding, how they even ride. You could ride with a bunch of complete assholes, and that's the biggest problem with it. Besides the fact that, again, you really don't know people's skill level. They could be a brand new rider or riding for a month and have never ridden in a group ride setting. And the thing is, a lot of group rides, they really don't go over a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of people will. I know the group rides that I always go on are usually hosted by people that I've been riding with for well over 2 to 3 years, or have been riding with for most of my riding time. And I know how they ride. I know how these guys are going to do things. I know by the slightest little thing what they're going to do for the most part. But in big group rides, people need to understand, if you have not been riding for a long time, even if you have been riding for a long time, and you've never been on a big group ride, you need to stay in the middle or the back, and preferably more towards the back. Group rides are like an accordion. It's constantly on and off the gas, stopping, going, all of that kind of stuff. And some people just don't really know that, I guess you could say. But my point of view is this. I would rather ride with 5 to 10 of my good friends that I know that they're not going to get me killed or get myself hurt or any of our friends hurt. And a lot of motovloggers I've seen lately have talked that they will not do group rides anymore. And I completely understand why. Actually every group ride that I've been on in the last 2.5 years, something has happened. It was the last big group ride that I was on, which was hosted by a very good friend of mine who I ride with, was riding with on a normal basis, on a regular basis, until, shit happened. We all had to work too much. He's going to school a lot, so, things like that happen. It's part of life, We can't always get what we want. But one person went down because he was riding outside of his limit. He was coming into a corner way too fast. At least that's what we're assuming anyways. None of us really know, because this happened way in the back of the group, and a lot of us, or a couple of us I should say, noticed that people were missing. So 4 of us went back to look for, the rest of the group, and we ended up coming across them, so all of us are heart-stopped, not knowing who went down, what happened, or anything like that. But again, it was riding outside of his comfort zone. And the biggest thing that I can say is, even if you're not riding in a huge group, if you're riding with other people, don't let other people convince you that you need to go faster than what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable doing the speed limit in any kind of group ride, whether it's 5 people or 500 people, ride at your skill level. I can't lie and say that I have never ridden above where I should or where I was comfortable, because I have. I've done it more than once, and I've gut checked very quick when I got into a hairy situation and said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't ride outside of my limit because I'm going to get severely hurt. And so many people are so willing to just fuck off and ride outside of their limit just to impress somebody else or stay with a group. You know what? If those people don't want to, if they don't want to ride at everybody else's pace because they need to ride faster or they need to do wheelies or whatever the case is, then don't ride with those people anymore. There's a lot of people that I don't ride with anymore, sadly enough. And most of it's not because they won't wait for me. Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't want to wait for me because I don't want to ride 100 miles an hour all the time, that's fine. I will go ride somewhere else and I will have zero problem doing it. Because I'm not about to put my life, if I have a passenger, I'm really not going to put their life in jeopardy because other people don't want to just go out and ride. They just want to go out and screw off the entire time. Which, that, you know, that again, that's your thing. If you want to have fun, I am not going to say that you should not have fun. Just do it in a safe manner. Don't do it when there's cars all over the place, when there's people all over the place, when there's other bikes all over the place. All it takes is one wrong move and you could take out more than one person. Or you could end up taking yourself out trying to show off in a better term. But, I mean, I'll go to meetups. I'll go to huge meetups. I have no problem with that. It's just, I don't know if I can really be around other people that I don't know and skill sets that could be non-existent. But that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. That way at least I know that some of you are. And also for any of you new subscribers, what's up? If you haven't subscribed and stumbled across my channel and like my stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share it if you want to see some more stuff, and if you have any ideas on topics that you'd like to hear me discuss outside of politics and things like that, because I will not talk about that, go ahead and throw them in the like or in the comment section. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.